Hey you guys, welcome to Erikavision or Adventures with Erika. When we get on the road, I like to use Adventures with Erika, but the channel is Erikavision. If you are joining us for the first time, please hit that subscription button as well as that notification bell. And this video, I am going to be talking about some things that I have learned over the last couple months that I want to share with you that you may not know as far as RVing is concerned. The RV community is very mixed, right? When you're out on the road, you meet some really nice people, but when you get into RV groups, as in like Facebook groups and stuff like that, they can be pretty vicious. So I'm going to tell you a couple things that I've learned as I've started out that I want to share with you. And so we will go ahead on and start that now. Okay, you guys, now one of the things that I have learned since being out is that yes, being a full-time RVer is an experience of wit, right? You want to have a little common sense, but you also need to have a little wit about yourself. And one of the things when we started out, I really wanted to change up my lifestyle and have something just a little bit different and just break up the 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday. And this was it. And I knew that in order for us to be successful, we would have to have an RV that we owned. And so for months we looked for, well, I'm gonna go a little bit, it was like almost a year. We looked for an RV, something that we could get and pay cash for, because to be honest, and these are some of the things that people don't tell you or you don't know until you're in it. This is not a lifestyle that you can afford to do in debt. And when I mean in debt is unless you have a steady income of some kind, whether it's Social Security, whether it's your retirement check, whether it's disability, whether it's you're still working or something, you need to have some kind of income coming in if you are leaving owing on your camper or your truck. And so we were looking for something cash because we knew that in order to be successful at this and know that whatever money we made we could travel and live, we would need something that was cash. Well, a lot of people selling cash RVs around here in different places were selling stuff that they knew needed more work than what it was worth, and they were trying to sell it for brand new prices. So something that would be worth $1,200 to $2,500, they were trying to sell it for $6,000 and $7,000. And at the time, I didn't have that kind of money. You know, I had a decent budget and I had a budget for fixing up, but if I found the right one at the right price, I was willing to dump it all in there. So at the time, we just didn't find anything. As you can see, one of our videos, check it out. I'll put the link below, where we went to an RV show and it just happened to work out in our favor that we could go ahead on and get one that way. Now, the downside of that is once I wasn't working my full-time job anymore, and then, you know, you have your savings and you're working, that money now becomes what you live off of every single month. So if we owned our RV, then whatever we made, whatever we had would be traveling money, and you can find ways to be frugal. Like I did a boondocking video, you can check that out. Boondocking on the West Coast helps you afford almost a free living lifestyle. All right. So some boondocking places, like in Arizona that I saw, you pay like this monthly stipend, or for a season, you can buy it for a season or for 2 weeks and stay there. But some places are completely 110% free. And we stayed at a few places like that in Utah. And so with that being said, if you have some money in reserve, or your savings, or your TSP, or some kind of money coming in every month, then you can afford to live like that and then travel as you so please, which is what I would have liked to have done. But for us, we had to keep finding job after job after job, and when you don't find a job, you get thrown behind and you're trying to catch up, and Make sure you're making the camper payment, the truck payment, and all that stuff. And don't forget about your insurance, because as soon as you don't have insurance, something happens to your camper or happens to your truck. So you're keeping up the insurance. It just becomes very stressful, and then you find yourself not traveling as much as you thought you would, because you have to be so stationary to meet your monthly obligations, which is something we ran into very quickly within our time out. Now, the other side of this coin is you become a part of all these Facebook groups for RVers and boondockers and folks that travel full time, and you ask a question or you're feeling some kind of way and you're looking for some not answers, but hoping that people can tell you something that they might do or share with you something, and they rip you to shreds, right? I've even had people softly try to tell me that is why you don't see a lot of African Americans RVing, because it's very expensive. And I was like, oh my goodness, she's trying to tell me black people don't RV because you can't afford it. And I'm like, that could be anybody. But you get those kind of comments. People rip you to shreds because they've done it a little longer, and they treat you like you don't know anything, and you're quite dumb, or that this is a lifestyle for certain types of people, and you got to have this gigantic nest egg. And don't go on those groups. I don't care how you feel. Call your friend, call your granny, call your mom, somebody who loves you, and talk to them. Do not get in those groups thinking that these people that you do not know are going to treat you any kind way, because they can care less. Half of them hide behind the computer, and it gives them a feeling of being able to say whatever comes to their mind, and they don't keep in mind that the person on the other end is a human being with feelings and might be going through something, right? And so with that being said, I think everybody struggles in a different way. You could stay in a house and have the same types of struggles. It's just that we chose to be in our RV. Do I regret doing this? No, I do not. I do not regret my decision for leaving my job, which was for me a very stressful environment, to come to this one, which is also a stressful environment, but it's stress of a different level. Now, yes, we're working on trying to buy a camper cash now and being able to kind of get something older, and we would love to have your help with that, but we understand that people have their own things going on. I would love to travel way more than what we do. We have been kind of stationary because it's been winter and a lot of places are frozen, but I would have liked to have kept traveling and doing places and going places and doing things. And financially, that just has not been something we've been able to do. And I'm being transparent because there are people who watch these videos who are thinking about doing it or are doing it and having the same struggles. And I don't want you to be discouraged in thinking that you can't afford it, because it's not a thing to afford. It's about budget, right? And so if you are able to work from home or pick up a gig or do, stuff like Instacart and DoorDash, and you own your camper, that is the number one key to this lifestyle, is owning what you live in. You have to own it, okay? Because if you don't, and you're depending on working on the road, you will struggle 110%. Work camps are great, but while they're leaving with thousands they've saved from work camping, you're pretty much leaving with money to get back home because you've been paying bills with your money. And that's just the truth. They're not going to tell you that, right? They're not going to say, well, we've been saving, and a lot of people have something coming in every month, even though they're work camping. So they leave with thousands, and they can travel and they can leave and do stuff while you're working and trying to pick up all these hours, which is what you were leaving behind to try to make ends meet, right? And it's just not worth it if that is how you're moving from one situation to another, where you have to, work like a dog here and then work like a dog there. The trade-off is, you're camping and you get a chance to see stuff, but you're not doing what you left all this other stuff behind to be able to do. And I think that was the letdown for me. I really wanted to travel and see more and do more, and financially we just couldn't do it, and then once you get to a work campsite, they expect you to do just that, work, right? So you only have 2 days off, and just like back home when you're working a Monday through Friday 9 to 5, 2 days is not really a lot to explore anything. So you have those challenges as well. So if you could save your money and have things set aside or squared away, or at least own your home, I'm telling you, that will take a lot of the pressure off. One of the other things I wanted to say was try not to look at what other people have, because that can be a stumbling block for you too. There's a lot of people in this world that have plenty. I mean, like a lot. And there's some of us who do not have much at all. But the key to that is just being extremely grateful for what the Lord has blessed you with. And some days that is easier said than done. But the fact is, you are out there doing it, and you're doing something you love. And anything that you want to do, you'll figure out a way to make it happen. And so I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to myself, because this video is a pep talk for me. Today I was feeling really discouraged, and it was like looking for help in places where people don't care about you, and trying to find advice from smart aleck people who are hiding behind a computer. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video today trying to encourage other people like myself who don't have a bank account with $50,000 and $60,000 in it, who didn't just sell their house and have $30,000 in the bank and can go and buy a $20,000 RV and travel around. For those poor stiffs who just had enough of the daily grind and just looking for a reprieve to kind of start over, reset, slow down, you can do it, because I'm you, and I'm telling you, I'm doing it. I'm struggling, but I'm doing it, and you could do it too. But the key is not to struggle so hard that you regret making the decision. So my number one thing, if I hope you get anything out of this video, is for you to look for something that you can own. 110% own your home, and you don't have to worry about anybody coming to get it or worried about paying for it. And try some of these these campground memberships. Like we have 1,000 Trails. You can stay up to 14 days for free. So you can plan trips by being in one place for 2 weeks, boondock for 7 days, and go back for another 14 days. You could do it like that. And don't worry about what other people say. Don't worry about how they try to make you feel inferior because you don't have the knowledge that they have, or the money that they have, or the rig that they have. Yes, there's a financial cost to everything, but if you can live in a house, you can live in an RV, and that's just the truth of it. You just have to be as street smart as you are at home, because this is your home and this has become your lifestyle. So I hope this video has encouraged you just a little bit. That's what I'm here for. I always like when you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm you. And while you're at home watching me, I used to be at home watching others. And I want to encourage you to do what I found the courage to do, which is get out there and live life a little bit risky. Because with everything, there's a little risk to it. But I want you to have the fullness of life. And may the Lord bless you and keep you. And thank you for watching this video. And I hope that you found it helpful. If you did, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully we'll be taking off soon. I'm working on that. So I appreciate you guys keeping us as someone you want to subscribe to, because that means a whole lot to us as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.